suggest I don't. That is just my personal belief as speaking as an American citizen and someone who's involved in this.
That sounds like a huge
Girls One Cup, because I found that offensive. You would be happy with that if you were in the
I think that would be the bare minimum that would be acceptable as far as
That's a good
some
question.
sort of accountability for what's going on.
Whether he should
I
donate
agree he's not going to be fired. I understand that because many people in the news media have decided it is better to defend David Letterman and at times even attack Governor Palin. Please tell the truth about this episode. That's what's transpired.
Why do you think we've got children who are going to grow up and read how they were the butt of the show?
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Now, that's very interesting because it's okay that David Letterman took a week to apologize, and yet somehow we're late in our protest.
Why was there media malpractice?
Is it political? Oh, that's awesome. I've seen parts of it.
I don't want to.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, there's no question that there's a massive double standard here when it comes to the nature of the outrage. If this was about anybody else's family other than Sarah Palin, there wouldn't have been need for this rally because the news media would have been all over it. They would have destroyed whoever made the comment.
What about Hitler's family, sir?
And the reality is there's a massive
Hitler
double
didn't have a
standard.
family. Do you guys know anything?
I mean, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, he had a family.
Okay,
People wouldn't care.
I'm not listening to
We thought about it, but I mean, after I saw it, to me, it was very inadequate. The point is still being made. It has to be made. There's been no punishment. Why do you think no accountability?
What did he say in his apology that you wanted to say? Did he not find that out?
No, it was because it was after his first focus. It was 7 days after the event. There was no new information, and it was clearly out of his own self-interest, almost his self-pity. And by the way, I find it really amazing that David Letterman has to go watch PBS to find out that what he said was wrong. Who knew that Mark Shields was the arbiter of all that is right and good? Who even knew that Mark Shields was still a commentator? The reality is that he had to watch PBS to determine what he said was wrong and indefensible, and I think that tells an awful lot about his intent.
Why do you think CBS has so far been silent, either in support of Letterman or in response to anything that you guys
Sorry,
why has CBS been silent corporately in
well,
support of
because
Letterman?
CBS, of course, is going to support Letterman up until
they haven't.
No, wait a minute. By their silence, they have, and by virtue of the fact that I was booked on the CBS Early Show yesterday, and then I was bumped, which didn't surprise me at all. It tells me that there's clearly been a corporate decision to back David Letterman on this issue. They're not going to talk about it in the news. NBC talked about this extensively when it was Don Imus, and CBS has not done the same thing. So it's obvious that they're going to rally around him even by their silence. They're waiting to see. They're waiting to see the nature of the news media reaction. They're waiting to see the nature of the reaction here today. They're in a wait-and-see pattern. They want to see whether or not they're going to lose any money out of this. So far, they've only gained. So of course they're going to.
No, Embassy Suites pulled out as an advertiser.
Any thoughts on the governor kind of accepted as a problem?
Any raping going on there?
I think the governor did the right thing for her. I mean, if she had not, I can assure you that Air America and every other news media outlet would have skewered her for being classless and not having the wherewithal to be able to allow this thing to take its course. She had really very little choice but to accept it. I respect what she did, and by the way, she also said people have the right to express their disagreement with what Letterman said, and that's what we're doing here today. Any other questions? That's what this guy wants to do.